Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So I thought today for our fun and simple crafting, I'd make just a really quick or simple envelope journal. Now I made this yesterday, which is a card topper for a journal or a card or whatever you want it to be, but I just absolutely love it, and I thought it would look lovely on a nice simple journal, so I thought I would do that for you today. I've got a little bit of seam binding just as the closure, so but you can use ribbon, a piece of string, anything that you've got. So I'm not sure, I think I might have this one actually, but we'll see. So I'm going to just pop those to the side. I've got a stamp which was from the BB Crafts, which I used yesterday. Well, it's not the same stamp, but it's one, and I thought I'd just stamp the envelope today. So the envelope I'm using is just one that I have coffee stained, and it is 9 by 12, so it's a really nice size. I have got 10 pages of coffee stain paper. So these are just random ones that I've done, so I'm just going to pop them inside each other. So they're just ones that I sort of like folded up. So they're really just bits of coffee stain paper. You can use book pages. This is a piece of one that I sort of folded and cut a piece off for some reason. Piece of book paper. So I have just got 10 sheets. This is the piece that I was stamping on yesterday, so I thought I'd just pop that in the middle, but then again I might actually use that. So look, 10 pages, that's all it's going to be, and then I think we will over the days, or maybe on fun and crafting, we could actually sort of like decorate a page in a journal, which I think a lot of you have said is you find it quite difficult to know what to do, so we will do that maybe. So that's going to be the inside, and I think maybe I'll leave that as like a little pocket. We will see. So I'm going to turn it over this way, and I'm going to just do a bit of stamping. Let's pop that underneath. So the topper will go on this side, obviously, so that's going to fold in half like that, and I just think that would look beautiful, wouldn't it? I think that's really lovely. So I'm just going to do a little bit of random stamping with this, and then I've got the Stays On Timber Brown. So I don't stamp enough. I don't really have. Now it might be easier to do this. I need to get back into stamping because I've got some beautiful stamps, and I'm not actually using them. So there we go. Let's just stamp randomly over this. I've got a few bits and pieces that I had left over as well from collaging this yesterday, so I've got a bit of the tapology bit, so I might maybe do a little bit of collage. We shall see. We'll see what we come up with. Now this is going to go on the front, so I don't need to do anything in there. We could have something that goes like this way. Don't we? Press that down, and then maybe one coming down through there like that. Okay, so if that goes on, that will sit on there, and then maybe we just have maybe one needs, because this is going to be the back, so we need one sort of in the middle-y bit, don't we? Or let me do it this way. Which way should we just have it? Decisions. There we go. Stick that down. These are beautiful stamps. They're really lovely background stamps. Really lovely. So let's just have one there. Now I'm sure you've got lots of stamps as well, or a few stamps, but a lot of stamps now are sort of the silicone, aren't they? So they're not the wooden stamps, but I like silicone stamps, but I also love the feel of the wood stamps. I think they're lovely. I think they're really, really nice. So let's pop that to the side. So we can take this, and I'm going to pop that inside here, so that can be our nice junky journal bits in there, which we can pop in a bit. So I'm going to, let's see, so that's the front, so that's the back, so that's quite nice, isn't it? Right, I want to do a closure, but I want to pop the closure. Shall we have this colour? I think that's probably the best colour, isn't it? I do like the flower. That works quite well as well, but I don't think there's enough of that. Not quite enough, but I do love this beautiful purple. Yeah, I'm not sure whether that's long enough. I don't want to chance it, so I'm going to go with this one, I think, and pop that on. So let's just fold this down the middle so we know where the middle is. There's the middle, like that. Now let's put this, I'm going to use all of this, fold it in half, so then that's the middle. Now shall we put that on? That will go on top, or should I do a little bit? This has got some bits from yesterday. I could do sort of like a little decoupage line across there, couldn't we? Should we do that? Just take some bits and pieces and pop them across. Yeah, that might be different. That's a little bit different, isn't it? Shall we? Now I need the middle of this. Now I'm just going to fold this up like this. That's the middle. I'm just going to go down this line. I'm actually going to just do a little faint pencil line just along there, just so I know where I'm going to be sticking. So let's see, shall we have, I don't really want to stick a whole big square piece on there. Let's just tear some of these down like this. So you've probably got lots of little torn pieces. I might get a little bit of book paper in a minute. Let's just use a bit of this. There's a little ticket. There's another couple of tickets. I just don't want them to be there we go. Right, I'm going to get a little bit of book paper, I think. Now look at this. This is my big bag of all sorts of bits and pieces in there, which I love. So we can just use a few little scraps out of here, I think. Just use what you've got. I wanted to use some of the Tipology ones because I want it to match our topper as well. Just pop that to the side out of the way because it's quite big. Let's just tear these little bits, shall we? Just down like that. I'm going to put this, oh, I think I'll just, don't really want that flat edge. I'm going to use my Distress ink. Good old Tim Holtz Distress ink. Put that there. I'm just going to glue them in a minute. Just a little bit of ink. Put that there. Doesn't have to be directly in the middle. Doesn't have to be sort of spot on, but maybe I'll put that there. But just so we've got a little bit of collage. I think I probably got a bit too much here, so I don't need to put anything under there because that will be covered up anyway. on top, and then a little bit of this. Can go on there, and then we'll have, I'm not going to put anything on that, I don't think so. That goes on there, so you'll just about see that. So let's just stick this down, shall we, and see how it goes. So it needs to be stuck down quite well, because I'm not going to sew on this. I might go around the outside of it, but I'm not going to sew on this, because obviously we don't want it sewn together. Oops. Right, let's put this piece down. So this is really simple. So it's just taking an envelope, popping on some stamps. So whatever stamps you've got, you can just stamp it on. Whether you've got beautiful butterfly stamps or anything like that, you can just use those, just to make it look, to match your topper, really, isn't it? So if you've got a different topper that you want to put on, just sort of like match it in a little bit. Let's pop that there. Oopsie daisy, that was silly. There we go. Where was I going to put this? At the end. And then I've got my glue gun on. I think I will probably just glue gun the piece of seam binding, just so it's stuck down, unless I put this underneath some of this. What do you reckon? Put that on? No, I don't think I will. I'm going to try and sort of like glue it down, but I don't think I will. Glue these on top. There we go. Stick that one on there. All I've got in here is tacky glue. I think I might have it that way. Bit of tacky glue in there. And I did on the Facebook group, I did pop there was a question on there about filling up your little glue bottle, so I did pop my video underneath, because I show you how simple it is to fill these little diddy ones up. Okay, should we just have a little bit at the front? Whether you'll see this, I don't know. Just pop that there. I should be able to see that bit. Okay. Okay, let's see, is that enough? Do you think that's enough? That looks nice, doesn't it? Yes, I just tore up a few too many on there. A little bit of glue under there. Okay, lid on. Let's take this piece. This is the piece I was going to use, wasn't it? Let's put that to the side. Take this. Make sure, oh my gosh, it's stuck to my finger now. That will go into the middle there. I think I quite like a nice long handly bit. Right, I'm going to just pop a little bit either side. I'm not actually going to go on the spine. I don't think I did then anyway. Just so it bends a little better. Okay. Take that. There. Just a little bit of glue across and stick that down. Perfect. Now this side. Look about straight? I think so, don't you? Now if you don't have a glue gun, make sure you just sort of like stick this down, but you can also stick it down with double-sided tape as well, if you've got some thin double-sided tape. Love that. Look at that. And then that's what we're going to do, is to tie it up with the closure like that. Super simple. Oopsie daisy. Love it. Right, what I probably should have done, because I wanted to sew around this bit. Let me just pull that off and then I will stick that down. Oh, look at that. It's a bit silly, wasn't it? So, unless I sew over the top. That's what I will do. I'm not going to sew this side because that's got the opening in it. But I'm going to sew over the top. That's a bit. I'm going to use a little bit more of this on there, just to stick that paper on. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And that will just sit on there. Right, perfect. I'm going to just ink around the edge. And then we're going to sew in the signatures. Now that's just really simple on this one. So I'm going to sew the signatures in before, oops, upside down. Look, that looks really nice, doesn't it? Very, very easy to do. I'm going to sew the signatures in before I pop that on the front, because I think it will be a little bit easier for me. So there we go. We have got our 10 pages. They just slip in like that. Look at that. Really, really easy. And then what we're going to do, we're going to get our little book. My poor little book, which is a bit worn out. Pop these on. I'm not really worried about how they go in there, because I want it to be a little bit scruffy anyway. And I quite like this in the front here on the inside where we have, now I better get, before I start doing that, we better get a needle ready and some of our thread. Now I'm going to use some of this wax thread. Now you can use anything, any cottons that you've got, any nice thick cotton thread that you have, you can use that. I'm going to take 3 lengths of the size of your journal, and that will give you ample thread to do your signature, because I've only got a tiny little signature in there. Did I take a needle out? I don't think I did I? This is my pot, which has all sorts of things in it, all of my little signature bits. So you can see this one's a real big fatty, so I'm going to just use this one here. They're sort of embroidery needles, and you can probably pick them up from all sorts of different places. Okay, so that's ready. Let's get back into doing this properly. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're good. See how quick this is coming along. Really, really simple. So I'm going to pop that in there. Now I've lost my awl. There we go. I'm going to pop one through the middle, roughly the middle. Oh, maybe I should get through the middle where our seam binding is, would be good, wouldn't it? Right, that's the middle. And then I'm going to do one there. And then one. Just eyeball it. So you need to make 3 holes in it, and I just use a book so it cradles it when it makes it a lot easier. Then I'm going to take my needle, pop it through. Oh, look at that, perfect, right through the middle, up through this one, if I can find it. No, I can't find it. Let's go down that way. There it is. Pop that through there. Pull that through, back through the bottom one, and then we come back up through the middle. So let's just pop that in. Let me just go down through that middle one again, if we can. There we go. Coming through. There we are. So this is the easiest sort of like way to sew in the signature. There we go. Look at that, perfect. Nicely down the spine. Excuse me. And then we just tie 2 little knots in there like that. Nice and simple. Get a pair of scissors. I'm just going to chop them off there. You're better off having too much of your cotton or wax thread or something than not enough. I'd rather sort of like chop more off. Let's just... Okay, look at that. How simple is that? Nice little envelope. This will do up in a beautiful little bow. So that's our little closure, and then we pop this on the front, and how lovely. Now I'm going to glue gun this on just so it know it's on there nice and safe. Again, you can just stick whatever you glue that you use on there. I don't think I need it on there because it's up higher. Okay, nice big blob of glue on the back. Let's just pop that on there like that. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I do like this topper. I'm going to have to make a few more of these. They are fabulous. Take my big lump of glue off the end of my finger. Look at that, guys. How super simple was that? Now this one I've got. Now let me just take this. This is a little pocket in there, so you can pop all sorts of things in there, which is lovely. So look at that. How simple was that to make? A few little bits of scrappy paper. We've got an envelope. We've got some stamps. A topper that you can put anything on that, so anything that you've made previously you can pop on there, or if you made something similar to me yesterday. Then we open this up, and then we've got all these lovely pages that we can embellish as we go through. So how lovely. I needed a book to work on because I don't have one in the moment, but I need to make a bigger one as well, so I can pop some other bits and pieces in there. And that's our little pocket. So there we go, guys. Super simple. Actually, I might stick these little bits down like that. I'm just going to pop it a tiny little bit of glue. Just stick them down gently like that, just so they don't get ripped off like this. So just a tiny bit down there. There's still nice and free, but I just don't want to lose them, if you know what I mean. They might sort of like come off. Perfect. There we go. How lovely. Lovely. So there we go, guys. Nice, quick, simple. A nice, simple, fun and simple craft, isn't it? So there we go, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Please do give it a go, and please please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and if you tap that little bell, click the little bell, you'll be notified when I pop on a new video. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye bye.